Before Nana became president, check the middle class who were around him. The middle class were around him. It was the middle class that was able to convince the whole nation that Nana is the best pair of hands, along with Dr. Bawumia, ally. The middle class. Today, some of them are presidential staffers. Today, some of them are CEOs. Today, some of them are whatnot. It's a middle class. That is our problem in this country as well. And because we are part of the middle class, you either find us, because we may be directly affected, so there's bond issue, hey, middle class. There's this, hey, middle class. When it affects us directly, but we're not thinking of other people. And we must bow down our heads in shame. The middle class. This morning, when you're watching me, when you finish, you dress up and go to work. Either you might be at work, you may be listening to me in the radio. Change your mind if you're part of the middle class. It must not always be about you. It must be about the larger society. Now, talking about the middle class, the Auditor General's report. I saw something shocking on page 229. Department of Urban Roads. Listen to the story well. I'll read it verbatim. And these days when the reports come, I'll share the portions of the report with you. Department of Urban Roads. Sorry, put it up, please. Unaccounted revenue to the tune of 333,851 Ghana cedis. Listen, 333,851 Ghana cedis. Paragraph 894. Contrary to Regulation 46 of the Public Financial Management Regulations 2019 LI 2378, we noted that the accountant, Mr. Mohammed Osman Amin, and an account staff, Mr. Joy Tete, of the Department of Urban Roads, Greater Accra Region, collected totaling 333,851 Ghana cedis for the period January 2020 to March 2022, but failed to account for it. We recommend that the Chief Director should ensure that the Acting Regional Director recovers the amount 333,851 from Mr. Mohammed Osman Amin and Mr. Joy Tete and pay same into the Auditor General's resource recoveries account at the Bank of Ghana, failing which the amount should be recovered from the Acting Regional Director. 333,851. That's not the end. Embezzlement of funds. 1,534,779. 1,534,779. Section 7 of the Public Financial Management Act 2016, Act 921, provides that a principal spending officer of a covered entity shall ensure that regularity and proper use of money appropriated in that covered entity and in the exercise of duties establish an effective system of risk management, internal control, and internal audit in respect of the resources and transactions of a covered entity. Now, our review showed between January 2020 and March 2022 that the acting director approved a total amount, listen, of 214,730. That was what was approved to be drawn. No, come back, please. I want to. That's where the embezzlement starts from. 214,000, right? 214,730. That was what was to be withdrawn for various activities. We, however, noted that the regional accountant, Mr. Mohammed Osman Amin, altered the amounts in figures and words on the various checks after approval by the acting regional director and withdrew a total amount of 1,799,509 Ghana cedis, 38 pesos. 1,799,000 Ghana cedis, 509 cedis, 38 pesos from the bank details. Now, Mr. Amin has so far refunded 50,000. He benefited from 1.5 million in excess. He has so far refunded 50,000 out of the fraudulent withdrawal, leaving an amount of 1,534,779.38 outstanding. Clearly, a case of thievery, a case of robbery, a case of rape of the state, a case of corruption. Office of the Special Prosecutor, good morning to you. 1 million, 1.5 million. He altered the checks in words and figures. I don't know if this is corruption or corruption-related activities. Now, this same man, oh no, take your time for me, Ashari, but don't rush me, please. This same individual, come back. I want to dovetail because the man started, some monies that were paid 300 and something thousand Ghana cedis. Now there's 1.5 million. There's another. They said, we recommend that they ensure that the acting director, regional director, recovers the amount of 7,950 with interest at the prevailing rate. Mr. Mohammed also paid into. Let me get the context for this. Please go up, please. Show me the document. Go up. Let me get the context of the thing.
Johnny's fight.
No, let's go to the previous page. I want to get the context. It's important to build context, so nobody come and say we are defaming them and will sue us. We want to be ethical. Now, Regulation 78, read paragraph 899. Regulation 78 of the Public Financial Management Regulation 2019, LI 2378, requires heads of covered entities to ensure that payments for goods and services are valid, accurate, legal, and that the evidence of service reduced, certification for work done, and other supporting documents exist. This is law. We noted that the regional accountant, Mr. Mohammed Osman Amin of the Department of Environment, Greater Accra Region, withdrew the amount I was talking about, 7,950. So he has to pay. So one person with Mr. Joy Tete, they have millions of our CDs with them. One person with Joy Tete, Osman. And you see, the recommendation is that he should be referred to the police. Has the urban roads referred him to the police? When you go to the urban roads and you ask them about roads that are sport, feeder roads, whatever it is, they start telling you stories. But if you're a director and you have written a check, and somebody who works under you, who is supposed to be protecting the pest on our behalf of urban roads, he has been able to alter the words and amount. Look at the figures. 333,000 Ghana cedis. 333,000 Ghana cedis. Former 330 million or 300 million. Former. Then 1.5 million in excess. I said the middle class. So this man, if what is being said by the Auditor General is anything to go by, and he did what it is, he is a candidate for jail. Now it beats my imagination as to how such huge sums of monies will be withdrawn from our accounts, and then the only thing that is done for him is that he is given an opportunity to refund. The person who sold a bunch of plantain, who is spending 10 years or 5 years at Insawan prison, was he given an opportunity to return the plantain? The person who sold 100 Ghana cedis and was caught at Makola Market and is behind bars now for a number of years, was he given an opportunity to return the money? These are thieves in suit and tie, according to the Auditor General's report. The Auditor General called it fraudulent. Office of the Special Prosecutor, good morning to you. I want to greet you from the depth of my heart, and I said this matter, reading the report, it was so underwhelming. And there are various aspects of the report I'll share with you. This is for urban roads. Director of Urban Roads, in the report, it is said that if you don't withdraw, you don't recoup the monies, which will hold you accountable. We will be watching. And as for Mr. Osman Amin, I say good morning to you. This afternoon, when you go to the mosque at 1 to pray for forgiveness, because you have actually raped the state, according to this report. And if you did that, you should be a candidate for jail by now, with all your conspirators like Mr. Joy Tete. This is a very sad situation. Middle class. Good morning.